class 6, please take out page number 28. Invention of the wheel. Now, why wheels were invented? The reason wheels were invented was to transport things from one place to another. One of the greatest inventions of Neolithic man was the invention of the wheel. Early man observed the way logs rolled easily. Now, what are logs? Logs look like this. They are the bark of trees. When cut down, they kind of look like this. Please do not laugh at my illustration. Okay? I hope you will understand that I am trying to draw a log. Okay, a log kind of looks like this. This is the tree. Yes. So when this part is chopped, this much part is called the log when it is cut down. Okay, you know that. This must have given him the idea of fitting wheels to his sledges. Sledges are cart-like transporting material, you know. Like this. And it has wheels. Sledges kind of look like this. Okay. This must have given him the idea of fitting wheels to his sledges and carts. The invention of wheel made traveling quicker. So the invention of wheel made traveling quicker. As for example, if you go by foot somewhere, it will take time, a lot of time, if you are walking a long distance. But if you take a bicycle or a motorbike, the time will be lesser consumed. Yes. So the invention of wheels made transportation and traveling quicker and more comfortable. Yes, obviously. Apart from this, the wheel was used for pottery. Now, potters also use wheel. You have seen the potter's wheel. When the potter makes earthen pots, he spins the wheel, and on top of that, there is a structure on which he molds the wet mud. That is further given shape. So apart from this, the wheel was used for pottery, spinning and weaving. The potter's wheel came to be used during this period. Yes, the potter's wheel came to use during the Neolithic period. Man began to use cotton and wool to make clothes. You must have seen weavers. Weavers also use this wheel for weaving. Alright, spinning and weaving. It is the part of cloth making. The potter's wheel came to be used during this period. Man began to use cotton and wool to make clothes. Yes, like present day, we wear woolen clothes in winter and cotton clothes in summer, along with animal skin. We don't wear animal skin these days, but back then, man used to wear animal skin, bark of trees, the skin of the trees, and leaves. They used to wear leaves. Yes. Religious beliefs. Religious beliefs, on which religion people believe, then how religions emerged, we will see here. Like the Paleolithic man, the Neolithic man too was afraid of natural phenomena like lightning and thunder and natural calamities like floods and earthquakes, as these were beyond his control. Like the Paleolithic men, the Neolithic men were afraid of natural phenomena. See, this raining, thundering, lightning, storms, cyclones, are all a part of natural phenomena. Yes, and due to various atmospheric conditions, all these take place. And we are also afraid of natural disasters, aren't we? We are afraid of tsunamis, avalanches, earthquakes, because these disasters cost human lives and property, isn't it? So the Neolithic man too was afraid of natural phenomena like lightning. Lightning also takes away people's lives, and thunder and natural calamities like floods and earthquakes. Obviously, because floods and earthquakes are beyond man's control. Man cannot control an earthquake. Man cannot stop a flood from happening. So he began to worship forces like rain, and sun, rain, fire, and earth to appease them, to pacify them, to satisfy them. There are a lot of similarities what we do at present and what was done in the past. So we also, when are in trouble, we pray to God, or whichever religion you have faith on. You pray to the Almighty that yes, please save me from this trouble, and may this trouble is soon over. No, because we are afraid of the adversities that may happen to us. That is why in present day also sun is worshipped. No, sun is worshipped, fire is worshipped, and different gods are named on them. Man began to worship forces like sun, rain, fire to appease them, to satisfy the nature, to pacify the nature. Yes, death was considered a journey from which one never returned. Death was considered a journey from where a person can never return. Okay? Hence, the dead were buried and their belongings were placed in their graves in in large vessels called urns. Urns looks like this. So, in these kind of vessels, the the belongings of the dead were buried. Also, this was believed that there is an afterlife. Okay, after death there is an afterlife. So when the person goes to afterlife, he may require these belongings, for example, mirrors, comb. Okay, all these were buried with the dead because it was believed that he may need it in afterlife. They also marked burial places with huge blocks of stones. So the burial places mean where a dead person is buried under the ground, were marked with huge blocks of stones. And these sites were called megaliths. Microliths, what were microliths? Micro means small, lith means stones, and mega means large, lith means stones. So with large stones, with large rocks, I would rather say, the burial place was marked to signify, to indicate the burial place. Now come to Chalcolithic Age. Chalcolithic Age extended from it started between 4000 to 2000 BCE, during which both copper and stone tools were used. Copper tools were also used and stone tools were also used in Chalcolithic Age. The period was short but very important, as it marked the transition from the Stone Age to Age of Metals. See how the ages transcended, from one one period to another. Yes, if you go back again and see the Paleolithic age, there were crude tools, and then more a little bit polished and much more polished when it came to Neolithic. No, and then stone and metal tool. Copper is a metal. So from Chalcolithic age, after this, the metal tools invented. The use of metal tools began. Discovery of metal. The discovery of metals was accidental. Means it was accidentally discovered by chance. In order to bake clay pots, man used furnaces. What are furnaces? It is a structure where inside it fire is lit and the temperature is super high, super high temperature, otherwise known as bhatti. You know what is bhatti? Okay, in bakeries you will see furnaces and under that buns are baked. The strong heat of the furnace melted the metal present in the earth. The strong heat of the furnace was so hot that it melted the metal present in the earth. And if you see volcanoes have immensely high temperature, and even the rocks also melt. You know, the rocks also melt, and in geography, you will learn about the various rocks that are produced from volcanoes: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks. All these are originated from volcanoes, and when it comes over the surface, it cools down, it becomes super hard, and it becomes a rock. But when it is in the magma, the molten magma inside the volcano, it is, as liquid as water. All right, so the metals also melted in immense temperature. The strong heat of the furnace melted the metal present in the earth. Man found that molten metal could be hammered into various tools and weapons. Yes, metals, how do they take shape into tools? They are beaten. Okay, the iron smith, he beats the metal under heat, and it is given shape under heat. Because the heat is so high, the metal is melted under the heat and it is given shape like that. Then only it becomes a sickle, or a hammer, or a knife, or whatever, or a dagger, anything. Man found that molten metal could be hammered into various tools and weapons. The first metal discovered and used by man was copper. Okay, the first metal discovered and used by man was copper. Copper was the first metal to be discovered and used by man as tools. Man learned to shape copper into various tools and ornaments. In present day, you wear the ornaments made of gold and silver, but back then, just because gold and silver were not discovered, people used to wear ornaments made of copper. Okay, and for electrical wiring, also copper wires are also used. It's a good conductor. Later, other ores were melted, and discovery of zinc and tin followed. Yes, other metals were other food metals were discovered, and the discovery of zinc and tin followed. After that, zinc came and then tin came. Subsequently, bronze and alloy. What is alloy? Alloy is the mixture of both metals and non-metals. You can see the meaning is given here in page number 29 down the page. A metal formed by mixing two types of metals. Yes. So bronze was made, and alloy, it is a mixture of copper and tin. This period is called Chalcolithic Age or the Copper Age. Okay, the Chalcolithic Age was also otherwise known as the Copper Age. Since man used both copper and stone tools, both copper and stone tools were used. You might wonder how copper looks like. Copper kind of looks like this. You can see this ring. Okay, it's kind of peachy in color, or in Hindi you can say tamba. Copper is known as tamba. People drink water that is contained in copper vessels. Okay, you can ask your parents how copper vessels look like. They can show you. So if you drink water from copper vessels, it's very healthy because it kills all the germs. And this is it for today. Thank you, children. Have a great day.